Hey subscribers and other viewers. So I apologize for any noise that might be going on because I'm outside, but I just found out about the shooting at the Madden tournament. And because of course I've done a lot of videos covering how the media reports on shootings and how video games get blamed a lot of the time, I want to do something quick to address this right now, especially because I'm trying to, make sure to come out with more regular content. That's something I'm working on right now. So obviously it's a shitty situation, but I just want to give some commentary about how the media is reporting it so far, what we know so far, and basically people are already blaming video games, so I'm going to comment on that a little bit. So I'm not going to say the dude's name. I have my laptop over here, so I'm reading a couple stories. But I'm not going to say the dude's name because pretty much everyone who's an expert in psychology agrees that one reason people do this type of shit is for attention. And therefore, the media giving him attention is completely counterproductive and will probably lead to more of this type of shit. But the media is too damn stupid to stop. I'm not. So I'm not going to say his name or show his picture, obviously. So basically what happened is there was an eSports tournament going on, a Madden tournament in particular, going on down in Florida, Jacksonville. And the gunman was an eSports champion, and apparently a really introverted guy, kept to himself mostly. It's not that unusual for gamers. I mean, I'm a gamer, but I think we all know that that's the case a lot of the time. So basically the guy who did it described himself as a man of business, and he was known to keep to himself. He's actually from Baltimore originally, and he was taking part in a regional qualifier for Madden 19, so the latest Madden game. Then the finals are going to be in Las Vegas. Basically, if you did well in this, you got to go to Vegas for the actual championship. And he had a history of doing well. I believe it was also at Madden, but he had won at least a regional level tournament in the past. I don't know if he won anything national, but that's not really the point. The point is he was known to go and frequent this type of thing, and clearly it was very important to him and something he dedicated a lot of time to, which I'm going to get back to in a minute because I think that's one of the most key aspects of why this happened. So, this was being live streamed too. I haven't seen the live stream, but I'm sure it's going to be all over YouTube, all over Twitch. Yeah, it's going to be all over if you want to find it. And I might do a video on this later as more information comes out. Right now, it's only about 3 or 4 hours after the shooting. By the time I upload this, even though I'm going to upload it, as soon as I can, some of the information might be outdated, but I'm just going off of this article. So, basically what happened is he lost, right? It happens. You're in a tournament. Most gamers, totally mentally healthy people, move on from it. Hardly ever a big issue. Normally the worst you get is you have, some asshole start calling someone else names, but then everyone just moves on. This time that wasn't quite the case. So basically he lost, he was eliminated, and then he came back with a handgun and started shooting people. People are going to joke about that for sure. When you rage quit so hard, you decide to make everyone else quit too. When you rage quit so hard, you have to kill people. When you suck at video games so bad, you need to start shooting people in real life to try to make yourself feel better for it. It's pathetic, but I think this does show something about why the shooting happened. I think, given this guy's history of playing in a lot of esports tournaments and being a champion, clearly it's something he put a lot of effort into. And clearly it meant a lot to him. And who knows what else might have been going on in his life. That's something that might emerge later. We might learn some interesting stuff later about what exactly was going on in his life. But I think it's safe to say, given that he was known to be really introverted, if you look at his picture, he's clearly a nerdy, really small dude. I don't want to armchair psychology this too much, but I think basically in his mind, if anything else in his life wasn't going well, this is what he had. So being eliminated from it was losing a significant part of his life. That's just sad. That's something you can't live your life like that. You can't have all your eggs in one basket. And if you're in a place psychologically where a gaming tournament means so much to you, that it basically gives your life a meaning, you need some help, frankly, and you need to branch out. It's one thing to be totally obsessed with video games when you're 13 or 14, but I think any gamer who's mentally healthy needs to have other hobbies too. relationships, you know? It doesn't mean you can't be a gamer. I mean, you see perfectly mentally healthy adults who are basically professional gamers making YouTube videos. But they also have a life outside of that. So my best guess is that this guy basically was completely wrapped up in video games. He didn't have really much else in his life, and that's why he reacted so strongly to the loss. But anyway, let's keep reading. So the victims were Eli Clayton from California and Taylor Robinson from West Virginia. Both were competitors in the tournament, of course. He basically came back in and started shooting a ton of people. He only killed 2 and then himself. But he ended up shooting 10 total people. And I don't believe it's 10 including himself. I believe it's 10 other people. And then 1 got injured, not from a bullet, but probably in like the stampeding of people trying to run away. Fortunately, all of those people are expected to recover. But obviously it sucks, you know? One of them, again, a competitor at the tournament, shot in the hand. So who knows if he'll be able to play video games after this. You know, and clearly it meant a lot to these people because they're at a tournament trying to qualify for a national competition. So that really sucks, you know. You got shot in the thumb, maybe you can get a prosthetic, who knows, but it's really gonna suck, man. And at this point, I don't know if any of those people were even the people who eliminated him. As far as I know at this point, that's not known. So he was being live streamed, as I mentioned before. And the live stream was cut off pretty quickly for obvious reasons. But you can see actually what appeared to be a dot sight on one person's chest. So this guy brought not just a handgun, but it seems he had a dot sight on it. So, you know, he was pretty serious. At this point, we don't know how premeditated it was. We don't really know if he thought, hey man, if I lose this, I'm shooting up the place. Or if it was a crime of passion. I err a little bit more on the crime of passion side, because he didn't bring the gun in with him originally, he had to go get it. But I'm sure that's something that they'll look into in the future. And he didn't seem especially well prepared given that he only killed 2 people in a room full of unarmed people. Seems like that's an angry guy lashing out. Maybe targeting the people who eliminated him directly. But then why would he shoot so many other people? I think he probably wanted to kill the people who eliminated him, and then after that he figured, well, I'm fucked. Might as well just shoot whoever I can. It's messed up, but that's my best guess. So he was an eSports 2017 championship winner. This article is not from a gaming publication, so they don't mention what it is. They don't answer all the questions gamers would like to know, like what did he win. Just mentions eSports 2017 championship winner. I'm guessing Madden, given that that's what he was playing this time. So he used, you know, in terms of gamer tags and names, he was known as Bread or Ravens Champ. Some report he was known as Sliced Bread. Not that that really matters too much, but if you're familiar with Madden NFL tournaments, maybe you recognize the names. Okay, he apparently won the Buffalo Bills tournament in February of 2017. So that's a Madden tournament. You know, one guy, Derek Jones, was there. They interviewed him. He's from New Mexico. He said that he had known him online but never spoken to him personally. And he remarked, you know, I'm glad I lost today. Because if I had won, I would have been in that game bar right then playing the game and not paying attention. And he could have come over and I'd probably be dead right now. So, you know, it's a crazy thing for the survivors, too. His neighbors, of course, say what they always say. He seemed like a fine kid. They didn't see it coming. So there was a couple there, Marquis Williams and his girlfriend Taylor Poindexter. They reported they could see the back of his head, but they weren't in the line of fire, fortunately. So we didn't see a face, Ms. Poindexter, 26, said. We did see him with 2 hands on a gun, walking back, just popping rounds. So of course the killing has just rocked the esports world completely. I've already told you my best guess about what happened. I may very well make a follow-up video. Yeah, depending on what information comes out. But of course, everyone's already blaming gaming. You know, you have all the middle-aged people and the baby boomers in the comments. I'll get to that in just a second. But I do want to cover the victims first. So one guy who got shot goes by G-Tech. He says, "It still doesn't feel real." This is from a tweet. "I saw a lot of things today I wish I hadn't seen, but I also saw a community of people rally around each other. And the massive amount of support from friends and family to check on everyone. I'm thankful for every one of you guys in the community. I love y'all." So he, I believe, is one of the people actually hit. But he'll be okay. They're all supposed to be okay, all the ones who were shot. Obviously, other people have weighed in on Twitter. I'm not going to read all of it. But, you know, they mentioned that at this level of competition, there's a relatively small number of players, so a lot of them know each other personally, so this is going to hit people pretty hard. As for the two who died, I do want to go to a CNN article real quick. Again, I'm not mentioning the shooter's name, but those who died. One was Elijah Clayton. He's a 22-year-old black guy from Woodland Hills, California. And Taylor Robertson, 28-year-old white guy from Giles, West Virginia. And they have a little bit of information here. So Taylor Robertson, you know, the quotes here say from other people who played with him. "We were shocked and deeply saddened by the senseless violence in Jacksonville and the tragic deaths of a Dot City Gaming team member. Taylor, spot me please, Robertson, and Eli True Clayton." Robertson's gaming sponsor said in a two-part tweet, "They were great competitors and well-loved members of the Madden community. Our thoughts and deepest sympathies go out to their families, loved ones, and all of those affected by this tragedy." He had career winnings of over $80,000, so he's pretty damn good. Was pretty damn good. And had won the Madden NFL 17 Classic. Then Eli Trueboy Clayton was a former member of the Calabasas High School football team in California, and of course he loved playing the electronic version of the game that he had played in real life. His old football team on Twitter tweeted out that they were heartbroken, of course. You know, his biography said that True, that was one of his gamer tags, is consistently one of the best competitive Madden players. His cousin said in a statement that the family was devastated by yet another senseless act of gun violence. Said he did not believe in violence, he had never even been in a fist fight. He loved football and all the video games he could play. He settled and mastered Madden. He made a good living gaming and he saved his earnings so he could afford to go to college to continue his education. So a couple talented gamers and really good people. So how are people handling this so far? Well, obviously the gaming community is still reeling, but a lot of people in the media are immediately saying, hey, this is video game violence. Now, I do want to immediately point out, this is America. There are mass shootings all the time, unfortunately. A lot of them aren't gamers, and certainly a lot of them are not directly tied to gaming. So I don't know why you would directly assume that this is because of gaming. You know, if somebody gets in a road rage incident and shoots someone, nobody says, the freaking cars, right? The cars are to blame. If someone loses a bet in poker, nobody's like, oh, the poker's to blame. They're all like, oh, this is someone who was way too invested, got way too mad, just in way too deep, needed a life, basically, needed something else to do. So I want to address that immediately. To me, that's just a stupid idea. And then basically people are saying, oh man, it's this video game violence. You know, like there are people here commenting, you know, he looks like a crazy person, which, okay, he kind of does. But they're also commenting, you know, like these gamers need to get a life, or people are being raised by technology these days, all that stupid shit. Like, oh, this is happening because people are raised by technology. Look, this man, let me try to find his age, but he was an adult. He was 24 years old, all right? Sorry about the noise in the background. He was 24 years old. You know, it's not even a parenting thing at this point. I mean, he's been an adult for 6 years. He's had time to try to get his shit together. And plenty of people don't have great parents and don't do stuff like this. And then the idea that this is new, I mean, yeah, there are more mass shootings now. But violence isn't new. Violence is human nature, unfortunately. And I'm not saying there's nothing, that we should give up and not try to, do mental health services. I'm not going to get too political on gun control, but I'm not entirely on one side or the other of gun control. People have brought that up. David Hogg, one of the pro-gun control activists from the Florida school shooting, he was weighing in on this, calling out Florida politicians, because this happened in Florida, and that's where Hogg is from too, saying, this is what happens basically when we don't have gun control. I don't think gun control is worthless. Like I've alluded to, I'm in favor of some, but I don't think this particular incident could have been prevented by that, because at least in terms of what we know right now, the guy had no history. So you're never going to stop all violence. And even if there are measures that would stop some, that would be great. But this particular case, I don't believe would have been stopped. So anyway, I'm going to keep an eye out for more information. Maybe make a follow-up. I know this was a little bit more of an informal video, and the first time I've been on camera for a while. I'm tired, it's hot out, I don't look great, but I wanted to get this message out there. So thank you all for watching, and look out for more content in the near future. Thanks.